Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Boyan. I've been building and running technology teams for the past 10 plus years. And in this video, with my stuffy nose, I will be talking about the changes that have been going on in the recruitment industry, in the job market, and some of the things that you should be looking into so that you can have a bit more leverage. Because right now, it's really for the first time in probably 10, 20 years, it's a real buyer's market, a real employer's market. So a lot of the people that have been working, they've never faced a market like this. They've never been in a market like this. I have never been in a market like this. This is such a crazy space for me to be playing in and working in. We've hired and recruited over 70 people in the past 3 years of running this development agency. And it's just in those 3 years, I can tell you, 3 years ago, I was begging. Now it's like so opposite. Now it's constant connection requests, developers coming to me. And it's an amazing thing for me as a business. But it's not for you. So let's talk about how to make it more amazing for you. Let's talk about how to play in this market and how to position yourself so that you can have more leverage, so that you can make it less of an employer's market, so that you can control the market a bit more for yourself. So I'm going to break this video down into two things. One is first finding applications or finding opportunities to apply. And the second is once you do get them. And I'm going to really speak to point two a lot more than point one, because people that are getting interviews are doing them so badly. Like, really, you need to up your game big time. I think you've just not been used to having to compete. You've not been used to having to sell yourself, and I really want to speak to those points. So I'll speak first to finding remote work or finding work at all, and then I'll really dive into what happens when you do find it. What happens when you've made it past that first screening call, and you understand more about what the position is and what the opportunity is. How do you maximize that chance of making it through to the next round and getting an offer and either accepting it or, if you choose to, reject it. First part is finding work. Finding work is not as difficult as you think it is. It is just not what you think it is. So first, not as difficult as you think it is. You have to be, your LinkedIn game needs to be beautiful. You need to have a great profile picture, a great about me section, an up-to-date profile of the work experience that you've had, the technologies that you've used, the skills that you have, endorsements, recommendations. Recommendations go a long way. Get your recommendations in, okay? You really want to look good so that when you do find an opportunity, you can present yourself well. Finding the opportunities, when you're looking at an opportunity, and I have a job post, let's say. I don't do job posts. It's such a top of funnel thing. Like if you think of a funnel as this inverted pyramid, your top of funnel, that's your strategy. That's a lot of these companies are hiring like that, where they will literally use a top of funnel strategy to get a bottom of funnel action, which is hiring, right? So we do a lot of headhunting. We only do headhunting. We haven't posted a job in a long time. But you want your profile to be amazing, because a lot of people are headhunting now. They're seeing like job posts, job boards. They're a bit futile. Automation software, AI software, there's so many irrelevant applications that people are not using these avenues, these top of funnel solutions like they used to. So they're really looking for people in a different way. So that's the first thing you got to understand. The second thing you got to understand is that for LinkedIn, and it's not the only space that you need to play in to find work. It's a great place because it connects you to the whole world. It connects you to decision makers, and it gives you a huge surface area, huge surface area. But the other place that you need to be playing in is communities of, on Twitter. Let's say you want to work with startups. Get in the startup community. Get in the indie hacker community. Get in the fintech community, the biotech community. Start getting your name out there. Start getting yourself out there. Join these communities in Twitter, in Reddit, in Discord, in Slacks, in WhatsApp groups. There's massive reach for you to have in those technology and social media platforms. So look at LinkedIn, then go deeper, look at more technology platforms: Reddit, Twitter, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, etc. Once you get out of that, let's say, digital world, you need to go into the analog world. This is events, and events are amazing. We got our first client at an event, and it wasn't actually even anyone to do with that event. I met a CTO at an event. I said, hey, can I learn more about the UK job market? Like, I was not going in for the kill right away. And he connected me with a recruiter. I spoke with that recruiter, and he was trying to actually get something out of me. And I was like, I can't afford that to like give you that, but I can build you a website. Like, tell me about your website. And he didn't have one. And I said, listen, you tell me about the market, I'll build your website. Boom. 2 weeks later, not even 1 week later, I had him a great website, and he was singing like a canary. Okay. So, and from that, like 6 months after that, because I built him such a nice website and I showed so much initiative and so much understanding of where I can get talent from, he couldn't fulfill a project. And he just called me and said, hey, I've got a project. These guys need a Flutter developer on contract. This is their budget. And I said, cool, I'll take it. And yeah, that is how we got our first client. So events, go to meetups, go to meetup.com, find events nearby you. Go to the bigger events, you know, SaaStock, Sassiest, whatever they are, wherever they are, go to them. Don't network like a needy bastard. Just help people out, understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, who they are, where they came from, what do they want from their career. Just build relationships, you know. You need to be the top of funnel person, building relationships, growing your network. Not being needy, not asking anything. That's top of funnel stuff. Bottom of funnel stuff is really like, hey, I need a job. Can you help me out and stuff. Those, you don't really want to be there. But that speaks to this first part of the video. Like, get your LinkedIn game right. Then start playing other games on X, Reddit, Discord, you know, these other communities. Then do in-person stuff, meetups, events, even online events, you know. Start networking, start growing, start learning more, knowing more people, and don't ask for anything. I didn't ask that recruiter for anything, and I think we probably made like £90,000, I don't know, $120,000, $110,000, $115,000. Not asking, just giving. I gave that guy a website. Yeah, he gave me some information, but he saw how good I was, and then when the time came, he found a deal that he couldn't close, and he was like, hey, this guy helped me out, I'm gonna help him out. That's it. Like, I help him out all the time, he helps me out all the time. We have a good relationship. So you have to do that. And some of you will push back and be like, I'm an introvert, blah, blah. You know what? You can be introverted and homeless then. Like, you can add a new adjective, homeless. How does that sound? Like, do you like that? I mean, it sounds brutal, but you have to get with the times, get with the program. You have to adapt. You have to do more. That's what we are here to do, you know, adapt, improvise, figure shit out. So figure it out, okay? If you're introverted, there's definitely ways you can still play that game. Maybe you text instead of going to in-person events. Maybe you ask your friends for referrals and introductions. Maybe you go with your friends to events. Figure it out. Stop being unemployed and homeless, okay? So that's the first thing. It's a lot of initiative, but use social, use events, use networks. The second thing, and I hope you guys are still with me here, because this is actually like, I think that was already valuable, but this is the real value, because once you do get a job, you want to make sure you do get an offer. Once you do find an opportunity, you want to make sure you get that job, right? And with the market the way it is, and with you not being experienced in selling yourself, previously you just had to be like, yeah, I meet these, here's your check boxes, here's mine, they overlap, boom, let's go. And it's like, offer, let's start next week. It's Monday, let's start Tuesday, okay? It's been that good, let's say, that favorable to you. You've had recruiters, you've had companies, You've had friends reaching out to you, telling you to join them. Now it's completely the opposite. Now it's you reaching out to friends, you reaching out to recruiters, you reaching out to companies. So let's say you did get this job opportunity for first round interview, second round, third round, however many rounds there are. The first thing that you want to do is first know yourself. So go over your CV. Make sure all the most important things are in there. You know, if it didn't happen, if it's not on your CV, it didn't happen. Make sure your CV is great for going forward. Sometimes after they call you and say, hey, we want to interview you, you can just be like, hey, I've got a more detailed CV. Can I send that through? Send that through. Okay. Make sure everything's on the CV, all your great achievements, highlights. You know, you want the best of you to be represented there. The second thing is you need to make time for interviews. Okay. So if you already have a job, make sure that you have time to do interviews. You know, you don't want to be doing it from a car. I've had people doing that. You don't want to be doing it from, you know, a cafe or rushing between meetings or trying to sneak around and stuff. You don't want that pressure, that anxiety with you. You want to have the time to actually sit and interview and speak with these people and understand the opportunity more, so you know if it's good for you or not. Another thing is a lot of opportunities now are having like technical assessments. You want to have the time to do them. And if you don't, you tell the hiring manager, I don't have that time right now this week, but I could do it next week. Try not to, but if for whatever reason you definitely don't have time, you just had a baby, you just broke your arm, whatever it is, then, but make the time so that when you do have the test, when you do have that assignment, when you do have that requirement, you're there ready to give it your all and do your best, right? I've had a lot of people that were great on paper. I honestly thought we were going to hire them. They crushed the first interview and I sent them an assignment. That assignment was ass. Some people don't even finish it. Some people don't even start it. Like how horrible that looks. I will never work with those people again. Even though I know they're great candidates and even though I probably could place them and make money from them, I will not do that. So make sure you have the time for the actual interview. And then the third thing about preparing for the interview is find out about that company, you know, research them. Have they started any projects? Look at their social media, look at their tech stack. What are they doing? How are they doing it? What technologies are they using? Read more into the job description. So many people don't even look at a job description accurately. They're just like, oh, I'm a Java developer and this is a Java role. Boom, that's enough. No, read the job description clearly, understand what skills you have, highlight the skills that really speak to that job description so that you really show that you're a great fit. The people that you're going to be interviewing with, you're probably going to get their email addresses, okay? It's in the invite. Google those people, research those people. What work do they do? What are they responsible for? Maybe they had a historic, like check them out on LinkedIn, spy the shit out of them, spy hard on these people, and see what you can learn from them, okay? What projects they worked on, what technologies they worked on, what schools they went to. You have to try to see like how you can be memorable to them. So really do a lot of due diligence and research on the company. And the people that you speak to, different people will care about different stuff. Talent, recruitment, all these things, they'll care more about like HR, like culture stuff, okay, people stuff. Okay, so you can look at the vision, mission, values of that company and be like, do these align? And in the interviews, drop that stuff. Be like, yeah, you know, I see like your vision is really to be innovative and that's why you brought in this technology 5 years ago before any of your competitors did. I can see like they all copied it. And it all starts with your vision and I really align with that vision and I do that myself. I try to look forward and try to think what can I do today to be where I want to be going forward. Whatever, you have to make those things, figure it out, okay? So understand the job description, understand who you're interviewing with, research them, and really speak to them. Set time for the interview itself, the tests, the assignments, each round. Find out how many interviews, how does this hiring process look like, so that you can be like, it's not about whether I'm going to proceed or not. I just want to make sure that I allocate the right time, so that if I do proceed, I know that you have the right time for you to make the best decision. Tell them, I just want to make time for you. So tell me how the interview process goes. Tell me how the hiring process goes. Tell me how fast it is. On the technical side of things, polish up, man. Crack open those books, blow off the dust, data structures, algorithms, systems designs. Everyone gets tested on that stuff, so learn it. Understand things, depending on the seniority of the role, you know what questions you're going to get. Go to ChatGPT and be like, what does a lead engineer or team lead usually, what are their technical questions? What are their soft skill questions? Tell me about a time that you had a conflict with a team member. Tell me about a time where a team member wasn't working out. Blah, blah, blah. Find those stories and remember them, so that when the company asks you what those are, you have them right. And then lastly, make sure that you know that this is an opportunity you want, not just because you need it. Why do you want to join this company? What are you looking for in your next company? What do you not like about your current company that makes you want to look for new opportunities? Because we headhunt a lot. Some people will just be like, oh, okay, it's a nice salary bump, more freedom, more whatever. But we won't give the role just to that person, but just because they fit exactly. We'll be like, okay, this guy's a contractor, like a lifelong contractor, and I'm hiring him a permanent role. Even though everything they're saying sounds amazing, if I'm seeing contractor, and I want term and loyalty and stuff, I'm not going to hire the person, because this guy definitely is just telling me what I want to hear so that he can get the job, so that until he finds his next contract, he's just going to milk me, So know what you want, know why you want it, and elicit that from the interview itself. Ask them the right questions, even if it's difficult. It's your life, it's your career. Right, guys, that's it. I don't know how many people stayed to the end. Probably none. I'm not going to lie, it's none. My voice is horrible. I'm a bit sick still. But if you did, you got a lot of value out of this, I'm sure. And yeah, good luck out there. It's a very difficult market. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with other people. Put in a lot more work. You have to put in a lot more work. That's it. That's just the state of it. Is what it is. It is what it is. And network, make good friends. Be prepared. Prepare. Get confidence in yourself, so that you can do well, and go out there and do well. And if you don't, learn from it, so that the next interview you do well. And if you don't do well there, learn from that again, and just keep learning, and always be improving. And yeah, hopefully 2025 is a better year. Higher hiring, more demand for developers. But if it's not, this is how you get around that. This is how you make sure that you do find gigs, and this is how you make sure you get the gigs when you do find them. So hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next week, and peace.